What's going on, fam? Welcome back. This is Chris with F4YT. Hope we're having a wonderful day. We're back with another divine alignment light code message, and we're continuing our presentation series when it comes to animal signs of Chinese astrology and the years, and we are picking back up with the ox. And I really hope you've been taking care of yourself, learning much you can about who you are while you're here on the planet at this time, and what can we all do to get a greater alignment with the universe within ourselves. That way we can manifest things from the inside out instead of the outside in. I hope that makes sense, right? And that way we can get this party started right. But we gotta learn these seven hermetic principles. I promise you it's gonna take you far. All right, so you gotta apply these things each and every day. Learn more about them, how to use them, how to apply them in your lives, and how they work. And as you learn more about these principles, you have a better understanding and somewhat of an overstanding and how to use these things on a day-to-day basis so you can have consistent results instead of going by blind faith. Okay, and I want to keep it as plain as possible. So by applying these seven hermetic principles, which are the universal laws, going to help you stay in alignment with the universe within yourself, and everything will start aligning from the inside out instead of the outside in, which is not correct at all, right? So with that being said, if you're new to the channel, obviously you receive your call to the adventure from the universe. The universe been using any means necessary to get your attention, and it's time for you to grow to the next level on your hero's journey. And the only way you can get there, nobody's gonna come save you but yourself, and the only way you're gonna get there is through knowledge of self. Okay, material items gonna come and go, and many of you guys have material items, cars, clothes, a lot of friends or whatever, or you may not have had those things, but the universe tests each and every one of us through those trials and tribulations, so to see how pretty much discipline and self aware and self-initiative that we can be in our own lives. So basically just taking our own initiatives, thinking outside the box, and asking more questions and doing our own research. Okay, so with that being said, the universe is telling you right now, you graduated, it's time to go to the next level on your hero journey. So it's a never-ending story. Okay, so what's going to happen, the universe is going to line you up with people like myself, sharing their true ups and downs, the things that work, things that don't work. But the most important step is you're going to start listening to that inner voice within yourself telling you, like, hey, don't hang around those people. You need to go read that book that Chris suggested. Read a chapter a day until you can build up that muscle in your brain, right? So you can read more chapters at a time. That's why I highly recommend you got to invest those 15 minutes into your own mental, physical, and spiritual development each and every day. All right, you are that important that you need to invest that time. And that what's going to happen is you build a better relationship with your own intuition, your own inner voice, your own energy, your higher self, your oversoul, whatever you want to call it, or the God or goddess within you. That way you can have that true matrimony, okay, that bridegroom relationship within ourselves. Okay, and I hope that makes sense so far. So on your hero journey, you're going to be, divinely guided by your own inner voice, your own energy, your own intuition. It's going to take you on a nice adventure. You're going to learn more about being the cause in your life instead of waiting for the effect to happen. What does that mean, Chris? That means you got to start planting those good seeds, add value to your life, and then things will start manifesting from the inside out, and then you'll be able to help other people to help themselves. And that's what it's all about. So before I get too far off track, our purpose and mission require learning a whole bunch of life lessons to gain that experience and knowledge for our soul grow. So if you feel like you've been doing the same thing over and over again and you haven't been growing spiritually, physically, emotionally, and you've been kind of stagnant, it's okay. You just got to change your routine, start taking in new knowledge. Okay, give things time, 30, 60, 90 days, and then you're going to refine and repeat the process and see what works and see what doesn't work for yourself. Okay, but you can always continue to work on yourself. Okay, and by you doing that, you're going to start building up a wonderful relationship with your own inner voice, your own energy. They call it your intuition, and you'll realize everything matters. Everything is interconnected. So it's time for each and every one of us to follow our own biorhythm and flow in life. Stop copying people. Follow your own game plan. You have your own life path and mission that you have to fulfill. You can't copy somebody else's. Okay, it may bring you some kind of abundance, but is that really your purpose in life? Okay, so as you get your moolah in, remember to pay, before you pay any bill, pay yourself first 10% before you pay anything, because you the one putting in all that work. And that, after about a year, you can splurge on something. Take 20% of that 10% you've been saving up for 12 months, and then you can, splurge on yourself a little bit. That way you can still have some money for a rainy day, okay? So don't overindulge in, using your money. You got to circulate it properly, okay? So it's all about focusing on high quality thoughts, and elevating yourself each and every day is going to help build new brain cells. So also, that's why I highly recommend, again, invest those 15 minutes. So what's going to happen, the universe is going to line you up people like myself sharing their true ups and downs, the things that work and things that didn't work for me, and then some of the tools that help me level up, which are these 7 hermetic principles, is going to take you far, I promise you, okay? But you'll realize each and every day is nothing but a lesson and a test that we all have to pass. So, if you're not learning the lesson, your life will be on repeat. It'll be either people, places, event, relationships, money. Like, you'll keep getting good money, and then the money go away. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, your intuition say, hey, maybe I need to learn more about how to be a good, sharekeeper or a good caretaker of my money, and how can I create generational wealth for my family instead of using it all for myself. I got to think about my future generation, my children, my great grandchildren. I want to give them an economic head start, right? So that's what you need to plant out to the universe, so you can start getting those ideas and start writing those things down. I hope that makes sense so far. So what's going to happen, your intuition going to lead you on a path learning more about the different energy, frequency, and vibration of the planet. You're going to learn more about astrology and how that corresponds with your nature, and that's what we're talking about. All these different zoo types, these are different aspects of you and me, right? These are within you, okay? So we just going over it so you can have some working knowledge, but I highly encourage you to do your own research, okay? So you're going to learn more about astrology, sacred geometry. So when it comes to astrology, please Santos Bonacci, download the Pilot Man on YouTube. They'll take you far, okay? Sacred geometry, Brother Sanchez on YouTube. Anatomy, you got Kalai Amun-Ra on YouTube. Kalai Amun-Ra on YouTube. But learn more as you learn more about your anatomy, dealing with the different synchronicity, and most importantly, you better connect with nature some kind of way. All right, so if just make sure, if you have a sun sensitivity, make sure you go out there at the appropriate time so you can be very intentional to try to connect with nature. All right, everything is energy. All right, and once you realize everything is living, and you can build a relationship with just the air, just breathing air and just taking your time to breathe, you realize how powerful you are. Okay, I'm just here to remind you of your own greatness. So again, by you going each and every day, being very intentional, learning more about your intuition, music, astrology, anatomy, sacred geometry, all right, math, the synchronistic events, because the universe speaks through the numbers, okay, and also connect with nature. And by being intentional doing that, setting those seeds of causes, those effects gonna pile up on your butt, and you're gonna be like, man, the universe really do love me. Yes, she does, okay? So keep doing your thing, okay? All right, with that being said, we're gonna jump right into it. It's all about unity conscious at this point. So the reason why you're viewing this presentation, you realize like, hey, something is wrong, something strange in the neighborhood, right? So we need to be the change agents out here. So I'm your confirmation to let you know you're here to be the change agents. So it's time to get the knowledge that you need, all right? Do your own research and be the agent of change, all right? So it's all about unity conscious. It's not about doing the same thing. It's all about all of us playing our own individual part and follow our own life path and destiny, okay? So these are messages from the universal source within yourself, because you are your own universe. So this is a reminder that each and every one of us, we got to take full responsibility and accountability for our action. We can't blame God or the devil. Everything that's happened to us, we've been planting those seeds. We've been having those thoughts, okay? And then by us having those, bad thoughts, it's sooner or later it's going to manifest in our reality in some way, shape, or form, okay? So it's all about elevating our thought processes by taking in the information that, the good spiritual food that you need that's going to help you grow spiritually. mentally and emotionally, and that way you can be the best person that you came here to be. All right, so at the end of the day, you are a divine light being, just having this human experience. You wanted to know what it's like to be you, and that's where I'm at too. Okay, so when you come here, that divine sparks, starts with your mom and dad creating that avatar that you occupy right now. And when you get here, you're here to get a lot of knowledge. From the time you're born, people gonna be pouring all kind of information on you. This is how I do it. This is what we celebrate. But sooner or later, you're gonna realize, you're gonna start asking more questions. Why do we celebrate these things? Who created this, right? And then what's gonna happen? You're gonna start testing things out for yourself, see what works and what doesn't work for you, and then that's gonna make you wise. And then what's gonna happen? The universe is going to keep pushing you on the spiritual aspect, because right now the whole world is so materialistic, it's ridiculous. So it's time to go back within and figure out, like, how do we really need to play our part so we can be in balance and harmony with the cosmos. Okay, so with that being said, if you feel like you haven't been growing spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, just look at your life over the past 7, 14, 21, 28 years and look at the first thing. Let me slow down. If you feel like you haven't been growing in those areas, you got to look in the mirror. Everything starts with you. All right, it's your habits, your routine. Some way you picked up some bad habits. You haven't been reading books that really stimulate your mind. And you haven't been like moving your body, exercising and really being a good steward of what you actually eating and drinking. And instead of eating everything that they give you on TV, you taking it back to basics. You starting to eat 80% more fruits and vegetables and drinking water. You know what I'm saying? And then you may do the 20% with something else. Okay, but you being a good steward of your temple of God or goddess. Okay, so with that being said, take care of yourself. I care about you. Okay, so the Big Bang starts with you. When you came out your mother's womb and you came here to do great things, I'm here to remind you of your own greatness. So please invest in these books, As a Man or a Woman Thinketh by James Allen. You got the Hermetica by you got Timothy Free, and then Peter Gandy. All right, and then you also have the Celestial Ship of the North by Valencia Straighten. And then lastly, do I have another book? I don't think so, not in this presentation. All right, so as we move forward, the principle of truth are 7. He or she who knows thee understandingly possess the magic key, before whose touch of all doors of the temple fly open. And the temple is your mind reflection. Okay, remember, everything starts in the mind first before it manifests in the physical. So if you remember these 7 hermetic principles and apply these things each and every day, 30, 60, 90 days, refine and repeat, figure out what worked, what didn't work for you, and how can you make things better, you're going to find your own sweet spot. I hope that makes sense. And what's going to happen, you're going to start getting a whole bunch of damn ideas, man. I'm serious. And you better write these things down while they fresh, but make sure you research around these topic areas. Okay, so as we proceed, everything starts with these 7 principles: mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. And to make sure your butt stay in your heart chakra while you maneuvering and just engaging in different situations with people, place, and event, these 7 principles of mind gonna make sure you stay in your heart chakra. Okay, so they based on truth, based on the fact, with honesty and integrity, justice, a state of fairness and lawful judgment, righteousness, a state of consistent good conduct, reciprocity, what goes around comes around, balance, an equal distribution of weight, order, a correct sequence of thought and action, and then harmony. You got one accord, and a pleasing arrangement. Okay, so the world is equally divided between the people who want to lift people up and the people who want to tear people down. So I choose to lift people up with some knowledge that they can use, that they can apply in their life, and they can start getting results right away. Okay, but it's up to you to do your own research. Okay, but I'm here to remind you of your own greatness. So as we move forward, we're dealing with the ox. Okay, again, each of these animal signs of the Chinese astrology, they go through all the different elements. Okay, as a reminder, with the bull here, we're dealing with the bull. So with that being said, by understanding your astrology chart, it's the doorway. I repeat, understanding our astrology chart is the doorway. The effort to move through it is our own. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to talk about it, or are you going to take the walk? Okay, so start learning something new about yourself each and every day. You'll be amazed. You'll start seeing different synchronistic event confirming that you're going in the right direction. So don't stop, keep going. Okay, so material items gonna come and go on your hero's journey, but knowledge, learning to do things for yourself is more important and longer lasting. Okay, so again, it's all about personal growth and development, self-discovery, self-realization, and by you doing those things, it's gonna lead to knowledge of self, and you'll be able to cut out the middleman who's been taking advantage of you, by you having lack of knowledge. Okay, so when you lack knowledge in the thing, you'll pay for things over and over again. Okay, but once you gain that knowledge, you realize you've been manipulated. Okay, but I'm here to remind you, so knowledge of self is more important and longer lasting. You don't learn anything else, learn those 7 Hermetic principles. It's going to take you far. All right, but make sure you balance your divine polarity, your divine masculine feminine principle within yourself, so you can operate as that whole force that you came here to be. And also, as you out here, dealing with people, places, and event, be mindful of your words. Okay, you can lift people up with your word. You can make or break a person's day, like I told you before. All right, so dealing with the polarities here, when you come with the yin, you got the rat, tiger, dragon, horse, monkey, dog. Then the yang, you got the bull, rabbit, snake, sheep, rooster, pig. And then again, you got 2-year cycles per element, starting with the even year, as you can see here. All right, so with that being said, the Zootite elements change every 12 years. So the animals of the Chinese zodiac, we're dealing with the ox. So it's all about, become a student and teacher in your own life. You gotta learn to know the difference. Like, you can learn from a child. Okay, so universe loves speaking through, different people that you normally wouldn't pay any attention to, just to deliver a message to test you out. So make sure you pay attention. Okay, so with that being said, with the years here, you got 1901 all the way through 2033 when it comes to the ox. Okay, and when it comes to the hours with the ox, it's 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. or 01 to 2:59. Okay, and this is lucky for sleeping and dreaming, obviously, right, at this time of the hours, right? But the key words that dealing with the ox at this point is dependable, fertility, industrious, long-suffering, honest, sincere, intelligent, environmental, home-loving, stability, team worker, planners, attention to detail, durability, self-confidence, introspection, creativity, generosity, and self-reliance. All right, but on the negative aspect, because there's a good side, not so good side to everything, right? We've been talking about that for the longest, right? But on the negative side, anything dealing with the fixed, with this bull, fixed sign, right? Like a Taurus, is stubborn, a little sullen, and then you got possessive, obsessive, narrow-minded, impatient, right? But the loves, love snakes and rooster, and dislike the horse. All right, so I'm gonna give you a couple of my key points and takeaways. I'm gonna get you out of here. Now, when it comes to the ox, it's often regarded as a symbol of fertility. The ox arrives early in the year and is a dependable beast of burden. Now, people born under the year of the ox are sometimes seen as being slow as the animal itself, yet these people are very intelligent, wise, and have an affinity for others and the environment. Now, oxens, they love their home and family lives and strive to maintain all that is provided comfortably and to ensure that the home is a stable base. Okay, because they love their family that much. All right, you don't want to mess with them. All right, but ox may tend to be stubborn and angry once their minds are made up, because they're fixed. Nothing will change it again, right? But the ox makes an excellent team worker, right, and always pull their weight in the workplace. They are exceptional planners and can, ponder all angles of everything while relaxing and re-energizing themselves. Okay, ox are generally, healthy, long-lived individuals who rarely encounter illnesses or diseases because they've been doing their own research, and they keep it basics. They keep it, basic to the earth elements. All right, and then they may dibble and dabble here and there. Okay, but normally they try to keep things simple as possible according to their intuition and their diet. All right, so as we close things out, they maintain, or a predominant health issue is due, their main or predominant health, if they do have health issues, let me slow down. If they do have health issues, it's due to either overeating, like I mentioned to you before, especially when you're taking in the wrong foods. Okay, so remember, your input is always going to equal your output. So I highly recommend you break it. You start from scratch. Start 80% fruits and vegetables, water, and then use that 20%. And let your intuition and your body be your guide. Okay, every person is unique, so let your spirit or your intuition guide you. Okay, but I'm giving you kind of like a bracket or a quick reference. So when it comes to relationship, when they're dealing with the ox, right, again, with any relationship, it don't matter what zoo type or animal sign or whatever, right? It's all about give more what you feel that you lack in life. If you feel like you lack more, you lack compassion, you feel like you lack the time, the attention, give more, and that's what I learned, throughout the years. I didn't just do it, test these things out on my spouse. I actually did it in the workplace. I gave, my coworkers, more attention. I listened. I actually paid attention and I repeated the things that they mentioned to me to ensure that I was really there with them. And I gave them wise counsel if I had it. If I didn't have it, I would point them in the right direction. Okay. And that's how I operate. Okay. And so again, it's all about give more what you feel that you lack in your life. Donate time, listen, and remember, everything is a lesson and a test that we have to, pass. So within relationship, the ox can be very possessive, sometimes to the point of obsession, right? Because they were fixed and stubborn. They love their partners deeply, but sometimes they can become controlling and clingy. Now, roosters and dragon will live with this, but tigers and pigs are usually too aggressive for the ox. Now, and just remember, when it comes to relationship, as we close things out, is it one-sided or is balanced? Are you pulling all the weight, or is it equally balanced? You having these polarities equally balanced out, so you operate as that one force, having that one vision, and both of you guys can have your own separate plans, but you should have a common goal in sight. That way, that ensures that you guys are going in the right direction. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so how do we do that? You gotta share common goals, strategies, study life, and study your weakness, strength and weaknesses together. But personal growth is key. But these are my personal takeaways when it comes to animal signs of Chinese astrology and the years dealing with the ox. Be sure to click that like, subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate you. All right, we'll be back. I promise you, we'll be back with another presentation, picking back up with the tiger, and we'll be finished this presentation out, and we'll start on something else so we can start, leveling up some more, okay? But this is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. Take care of yourself, love yourself. Until next time, stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.